Hi, this is David. Today I'm going to help you with what I think is the most important word in French for your pronunciation. If you're a native English speaker living in France, this is the word that is like the litmus test of, are you pronouncing things correctly? If you hear yourself use the word différent in a sentence and you hear the pop for the R, it means you're getting it right. And all these things that I've been teaching you, all this work on making the correct R sound is taking effect, and you're doing it without thinking about it. Of course, our problem when we speak French as native English speakers living in France or working in France, we speak French, but we practice our French, and then when we speak, we have to forget all those rules because there's too much in our brains to think about. So we tend to pronounce things as English speakers normally would. If you hear yourself saying différent instead of différent, it means you're starting to get it right. It may take a few years, but I'm going to help you so you at least know how to pronounce it, so that when you practice speaking French, you can pronounce it correctly. The key to this one is, as always, keeping the tip of the tongue down below your inside, touching the inside of your lower teeth, or even lower, touching that little ridge below your lower teeth, and then pushing the rest of the tongue forward. So you roll the tongue forward, and I should hear a stop as you make that R sound way back there. That should close off the flow of air for just a second or a split second, so you hear the pop in the rond. So it's diffé. Now, I didn't think about telling you, but diffé, the D sound is going to be made not by using the tip of your tongue as you normally would as an English speaker, but by touching the roof of the middle of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. So I start with my tongue down. Maybe you can see me. D, D. You see the D? You see my tongue because my tongue is down like that. The tip is down, and I'm making the D sound by touching the roof of my mouth with the middle of my tongue. D, fait, and I push my tongue forward. I roll it forward. Rond, différent, différent. If you live in France, I know that you've heard this word, and when I hear it, I always notice the pop. When my coworkers use this word, and of course it's a common word, you hear it almost every day, I always hear the pop, and I notice the pop, partly because I listen for these types of things. But it's when you hear yourself making the rond that you're going to know that all this work you've been doing is finally coming into place, and you're making the right tongue and lip movements automatically without thinking about them. And that's a big deal, because when you speak to a French person, you have a French person looking at you, you have so many other things to worry about, what they're thinking and what your conversation is really about, and if they're understanding you. And then to know that you're finally making the correct tongue and lip movements, it's a real big deal. It's a good feeling. So I hope you'll have that soon. It may take you a few months. It may take you a couple of years. But you can do it if you're echoing and worrying about these tongue movements and trying to learn to make the tongue movements. You have to practice at times where you're only doing the tongue movements and you're not worrying about the content of the conversation. You can't get this exercise while speaking to people in France. You can only get this exercise when you're alone, listening and making the sounds, listening to echoing sounds that you've already heard before, so you don't have to worry about the content. So there it is. Have fun with it, and let me know if you have any questions. You can come to the website and drop me an email.